Good morning or good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're from, get up. Today we are on our way to see my coach, Brady Oak. Huge shout out to the coach, by the way, because Brady is very knowledgeable. Man knows how to peak his people. He also was a coach for Nick Bear. Check him out. Don't sleep on this coach. I'm actually very fortunate to have him myself. I was following Brady for about 2 years, and I'm very picky with who coaches me for my first show ever because I want to come out like really good. I hear a lot of horror stories where people don't get peaked right, or when someone goes on the stage, the coach is like, oh yeah, you're looking good, but the guy doesn't have any abs, or he looks watery or fluffy, or just like, yeah, I need an honest coach, no BS, tells me what I need to work on, tells me I'm not ready, all that stuff. His brand is called Team Tua, Take Uncommon Action. He would take Team Tua out to these shows called Summer Shredding. I watched him for 2 years, just bringing athletes to the stage. I was really okay, does this guy know how to make these guys shredded? I saw a lot of muscle growth, everybody was peaking properly, and from there I was sold. I was like, okay, like this is my guy, he knows what he's talking about, there's something special here. When I signed on, I've never ever tracked a macro or weighed food really ever in my life. When I hired Brady as a coach, 4 months in, I saw a lot of change in my body, grew, I thought I went through the newbie gain stage, but I gained more muscle than I ever have before. Ate more than I ever imagined, put on some really good size. So there was like a lot of potential that I was seeing in my physique. But you know what happened after 4 months? I had to start cutting for my show. He gave us precautions and just telling us like, hey, like, make sure you guys are going all in your prep by keeping the intensity high and being focused, working on your posing, because posing is a big, what's that word, Pace? Differentiator? Is that a word?
Differentiator, yeah.
Differentiator, wow, I can't even speak English.
It's a hard word.
Yeah, of how are you gonna do on stage. I knew I was a newbie. I knew all I could control was the intensity of my workouts, the food, eating it perfectly, what Brady was telling me to do, and the posing. And those 3 things would decide my outcome. Once we got to the show, I was shredded, and I remember when I went in the backstage and it was getting a pump before we went on, I looked at all the other guys, I was like, dang, there's a lot of guys that are like way bigger than me. I had guys that pretty much had, I believe Brady said like 20 pounds on me, maybe 30. So I jump on stage, I was lined up and I was put to the side, and I saw all these guys get called out to the first call outs, and I was just like, dang, I don't think I made the first call outs. And I remember and they called my number. It was too good to be true, so I didn't even walk up. I actually waited for them. And then they called my number again. They're like, oh, just come up front. And I'm like, oh, no way. And I hit first call outs. That itself is a big deal, especially because, again, the guys in my class were very stacked, way more muscle than I did. But whether it be the posing, the shape I had, the condition that Brady helped me bring, really made me a competitor amongst these bigger guys, and really excited to see what we bring to the table this year. I've been on an off season for almost 2 years. We put on a lot of size. Now I'm gonna go do an in-person check-in with Brady. We're just bringing something special, something so good that what we're gonna do is we're going to
yeah, we're getting there, and we're a little flatter too, which I know that sucks to hear, but that's a good sign. The flat and fat part is the worst. Cool, so down like 5-ish pounds. You are leaner than a couple weeks ago for sure. Last prep where I do feel like you like your look plateaued a little bit, more than I wanted to anyway. Towards the end, because you were losing everywhere instead of like one spot. For instance, like my front's plateaued, but my front's pretty lean right now, but my back has been getting a lot leaner. So it's like you pull from everywhere at the same time, it seems like. So you had some symmetry issues last time, but that's literally perfect. There's nothing to adjust here. So.
Oh, glasses. Oh no.
Feel better.
Yeah.
Hey, I did check-ins this morning. Brady said we're looking really good for my show. I won't get too much into science behind that because, to be honest, I'm not a specialist in this, and that's why I got a coach. People ask me, like, how many weeks do you have out? I honestly forget all the time, just because I'm not trying to count the days, the weeks, the months, all of that, just because I want to put all that pressure on my coach, just because he knows the protocols. He knows what's to be done. I just have so much trust in him that I know he's gonna bring me peak right for the show. I've seen him do it through Nick Bear, through Luke Hopkins, and a lot of other competitors I've seen over the years through Team Tua. To close things off of like where my mindset is with everything is, simply I'm just not trying to stress out about it at all, and I'm trying to keep everything in my day like how I was in the off season. I'm just going about my day acting like everything's still normal. As a result, I'm still putting on some size as well as just improving every week. I think in my last check-in, Brady said that I'm looking bigger as the weeks go by as well, which is interesting how that works, but hey, it's working and I trust him. I just want to share that I'm genuinely really grateful for you guys. I've noticed that a lot of you guys are actually viewing and caring about these videos, and we're gonna keep going from here. I'm gonna be posting every Monday and Thursday throughout the rest of the year. I believe we're 16 weeks out this week, and I'm pretty excited to see what we bring. And man, you guys are gonna witness very early on. I could just see it now. I'm a very small account, not that I'm like shooting for the stars or anything, but I just know years from now, we're gonna build something big in Tua. You're gonna see a lot of things change with myself, my way of living, and my mindset, all for the better of, I've given myself limitations for being the way I look and coming from where I've come from in LA, and it really just kind of limited my self-belief and just felt like I wasn't worth anything. But now that I'm, you know, putting in the work, putting my head down and like trying to heal from past trauma and things that people said, I really see myself going somewhere far in the bodybuilding industry. And not only that, but as an artist, I'm seeing my work with posing going somewhere. My art, I'm an illustrator, is also going to be a huge play in Team Tua's designs for their clothing. Man, I'm just excited to see everything blow up, and you guys get to be part of it, and you're going to see something special. There's this quote I follow. It says, if that little voice in your head tells you to play the violin, by all means, play the violin. So same thing goes for you. If a little voice is telling you to do something great, something special, something you've been wanting to do, by all means, listen to that voice and shoot for the stars. Love you guys. Take care. Take uncommon action. And let's destroy the stage.